Yeah, it was uncomfortable for me.
What school were you going to back then?
Alapata Junior High. They call it Alapata Middle now. So.
So then, after the record, as far as were you going on tour with the record? As far as were you going with Luke and these guys on tour?
Oh no, no, not at all. It was a while before shows even started up for me. I think I did. It's maybe like a month or so before my first show, and this is my, I did things in front of the school, so at the auditorium, school events, things like that. But my very first show was at the Pac Jam. Um, that was the first show.
Luke's place,
Yeah, Luke's Place.
right?
Yeah, that was my first show.
Did they market just the single, or did they have you in the recording other stuff too at the same time? Was that like a double?
It was just a single. I did that first, and I did my hardcore rhymes. It was a delay because my second verse to my hardcore rhymes was missing. Somebody caught me slipping. Maybe, but I'm joking. Um, so I had to go back and rewrite everything. It's like, where's the song? It's like I lost it. So I had to write the whole thing all over again. And everybody said, yeah, it was done. I did more hardcore rhymes, and they promoted the single.
Tell me something about Man.
Oh, DJ Man.
How'd that come about?
At the time, Shadi had two DJs. He had DJ Toomp and DJ Man, and I was without a DJ, and so hey, let's put Man with one, and that's how we connected.
So Mix was basically making the beats, and Man was DJing, and
Yeah,
you were running the vocals.
yeah. At that time, Mix was doing a lot of the production, and then some other producers came on board. Um, that's how me and Man came about as far as being a DJ.
Um, how was business with Luke?
At the time, it wasn't business for me. It was something I wanted to do. I found myself doing it, just like everything else. Hey, I want to do this. I go do it, and that's always been my outlook on life. So it became a business for me when I became an adult. Um, it was business for me then, but I didn't treat it as such. It was an experience. I was in a unique environment. I was around a lot of adults. I was placed in adult situations. In some cases, I was um, not referred to as an adult, but people didn't talk to me as if I was a kid. So
Who was helping handle you? Were your folks helping you handle your affairs and stuff like that, as far as making sure that everything was cool, or were you just running around?
the good part. No, I was on my own. I was on my own.
Still are?
It's me and God, and He's blessed me with some friends and stronger family.
Good,
So.
good. What about the boys, Mix and Luke and everybody? You still keep in touch with any of those cats?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful relationship. Even then, they made sure I was all right. I learned a lot about the business. I saw Luke build that business. It's like it's that kid in the room you think that's not listening thing going on. So I watched him build a business. I watched him reinvest into the business. I watched him create, and not just Luke, all of them, Chris, Marquise, Mr. Mix. So I I was in a position to get a lot of information, and it wasn't until later on in life that I began to apply that information. At the time, they were like big brothers, in some cases fathers, protectors. When it was necessary. So what went on behind the scenes was nothing like what people saw on videos and concerts. It was almost the complete opposite. Basically, it wasn't chicks running around all the time. I would overhear the conversations, good and bad. I'm in that environment. I'm in the music industry before even puberty. So the relationships were good. Most of my relationships, if I could think of all of my relationships with most people, are good. So they still are. I mean, I can call these guys, and if they have time to pick up the phone, they'll pick up the phone. If not, they return the call.
What do you think? How do you feel as what's changed in the music industry from then till now?
Man, so much has changed. A lot has changed. Um, which part you want to talk about?
Well, as far as you were in a genre, I think, where it was bass music, and that's what was going on there. As far as bass music, pretty much exited for a while,
hmm
and different music came along. But now we're seeing, like we talked about before, as far as uh, you're seeing that influence that you guys were doing then being brought up again now, and different songs and different bands and whatnot,
Um,
artists and.
this is what I'll say about the music industry. Every industry has a culture to it, or every industry is focused in a certain direction. Every business is. So I've watched the music industry focus more on the influence of the culture. Back then, it was for the love of the art. There was business, but it was more art than it is business. So you'll find a company, or artist, a production group make a song with a definite means to influence a certain product, a certain idea. So that is the key focus now. It's more. It seems more intentional now than before. So I can go into various areas of that, but overall, that's what's going on. It's just it's more intentional with the means and the methods of producing music now.